You can permanently put down the takeout menu and in less than 30 minutes enjoy a more wholesome version of sweet and sour chicken, thanks to the Instant Pot. Hi everyone, Kristen here. As someone who suffers from a chronic disease, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't need to be complicated. Today I'm sharing with you my version of sweet and sour chicken. It's a lot healthier than your takeout place, but it's still just as delicious. This is really a favorite with the kids. So let's get cooking. To start, turn your Instant Pot to saute and add in about a half a tablespoon of neutral oil. I'm using canola oil today, but avocado oil or vegetable oil will work just as well. Once the oil's browned, I'm adding in 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I've cubed into 1-inch pieces. You could use chicken thighs, chicken tenders, whatever you like. Just be sure that you cube your chicken into 1-inch pieces so that it cooks up evenly. And then we're just gonna let our chicken brown here, just really until it turns white on all sides. It'll just take a couple minutes. Okay, our chicken looks good now, so I'm gonna hit cancel on our Instant Pot to turn off the saute function. And then you know the drill, we must deglaze the bottom of our inner pot to prevent a burn notice. To do this, I'm adding in a half a cup of low sodium chicken broth using a 6-quart Instant Pot today. If you were using an 8-quart Instant Pot, you would want to add in 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth. And then we're just going to use our spatula and scrape all those brown bits off the bottom of our inner pot. Now you may be wondering if this is going to be enough liquid in order for pressure to be reached. The rest of the ingredients for our sweet and sour sauce have enough moisture content that this is plenty of liquid for pressure to be reached and maintained and no burn notice to occur. And now for the rest of our sauce. I'm adding in 1 small diced onion, 2 bell peppers that have been diced. You can use red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, orange bell peppers, or a combination. This is not the recipe to use a green bell pepper. The flavor is not the same. The red, the yellow, the orange are a lot sweeter, and it goes much better with sweet and sour chicken. I'm also adding in 1 cup of diced fresh pineapple. Fresh pineapple is best for this recipe as canned pineapple can turn to just mush when pressure cooked. And now for the ingredient that's gonna make you say, really, Kristen? Yes, really. I'm adding in a half a cup of apricot all fruit, or apricot jam. I really like using the all fruit because it's sweetened with natural fruit juice instead of sugar, but you can use whatever you like. I'm adding in a half a cup of the apricot jam. This flavor really mimics like a Chinese duck sauce without all the excess sodium and preservatives and sugar. It's really going to give this dish so much flavor. If for some reason you don't want to use the apricot jam or you just can't find it, you can sub it out with a 1/4 cup of ketchup and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. To further season the sauce, I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, and I'm also going to grate some fresh ginger root right over my Instant Pot, just about 1 teaspoon. The fresh ginger is really superior to ground ginger. It's going to add a nice little bite to this sauce. Give that a good stir just to mix together all the ingredients for our sauce. At this point, the sweet and sour chicken is ready to cook. But hold up, we can cook white rice using pot and pot cooking method at the same time we cook our chicken, making dinner so much easier. To do so, all you need to do is add a trivet over your chicken inside the inner pot, and then you want to use a stainless steel or metal pan of some sort. I'm using actually a cake pan today, and you want to place 1 to 2 cups of rinsed white rice, must be white rice for the timing to work, inside your pot, and then an equal amount of water. Today I have 1 cup of rice, so I'm adding 1 cup of water. And you want to place your pan on your trivet. No need to cover your rice. And you can pop your lid on the Instant Pot. Make sure your vent knob is pointed towards sealed. Now to set cooking time. We're going to cook for 5 minutes on high pressure. To do this, hit manual or pressure cook and adjust until it reads 5. White rice only takes 3 minutes to cook, but we're going to need a little extra time to account for the bowl. It's just gonna add a little bit of extra cooking time for the rice, so the 5 minutes is perfect. Once the cooking time has elapsed, let pressure release naturally for at least 10 minutes. Super important to keep the chicken nice and tender and our rice fluffy. Once pressure has been released, open your Instant Pot. And we want to carefully remove our rice. I have these little pot holders here so I don't burn my fingers. Remove that trivet. Looks so good, but there's one more step. We want to thicken our sauce so that it really coats the rice when we serve our sweet and sour chicken. So to do this, we're going to turn the saute function back on our Instant Pot and let this chicken mixture come to a boil. While that's coming to a bubble, we're going to mix together 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water until it's nice and dissolved. If you have an allergy to corn, you can certainly use arrowroot starch or tapioca starch. We're gonna add that cornstarch slurry to our Instant Pot, and we're just gonna stir that for just a couple minutes. It'll really only take 2 to 3 minutes until our sauce is nice and thickened. Hit cancel on the Instant Pot, and then dish up this sauce over the rice that we prepared. If desired, you can top with green onions. I'm gonna take a little bite. The chicken is tender, and I got a pepper that still has a little bit of bite to it. Gives it a nice texture. But the sauce is magic. I'm telling you, that all fruit, it just makes the best sweet and sour sauce ever. And it's so much better for you than anything you can get at a restaurant. Another takeout favorite that you'll enjoy is my Instant Pot beef and broccoli. And you can catch how I make that in the next recipe. Until then, happy cooking.